Hello, beloved. Welcome to my diary. I'm Tatami, and today I want to talk about Pinocchio, spanking kids. I don't even know what all of this is totally about. Basically, I have been following and adhering to a group of Black people, mainly women, who have decided to not spank their kids. They've decided to cut that off, nip it in the bud, and find other ways to discipline our children for the next generation. So that was my personal belief. I do think, me and my husband, we've patted a booty down the hallway before, but y'all tell me how I just put on Pinocchio and one of the cuckoo clocks at the start of this movie. How did I not remember this? Like rewatching it, I remember it. But putting it on for my kids, they ran into the kitchen to explain to me this cuckoo clock that clearly showed a little kid getting into either jam or red paint. I'm not sure which, and his mother has pulled down his pants to the bare booty and is spanking him. And then later, when Geppetto accidentally just discharges his gun in fear because he doesn't realize it's Pinocchio and not a burglar, then it shows like she's spanking this boot. Why are my kids tickled? Why are these 4-year-olds laughing? I'm like out here trying to decolonize discipline in my kids. And then, okay, wait. And so I'm telling my kids, like, oh, okay, so it does seem like a bit much that she would pull down his pants and spank his booty for a bit of paint, which, let's be real, kind of looks a little wet in this scenario that Geppetto has placed. I'm like, she could just you could all just clean up the mess, right? I'm like explaining this to my 4-year-olds. Tell me how my daughter like looks me straight in my eyes and is like, what if he does this every day? And mommy asks him again and again, please stop. And every day he puts the paint on the wall. This girl looked me in the eye like that. Like, and I'm like, yeah, it would be really frustrating if you daily had to clean paint off the wall. Like, how are these kids trying to convince me that they should be spanked? I had to like turn to my husband and we had to just laugh for a second because we were like, if you knew what it felt like to get the barehanded spank. And in fact, honey, I had a flashback briefly for a second there. Like, I remember being sent out to get the weapon of choice with which to beat me and choosing a plank that was loose on the fence because in my mind she'd get tired. And actually, that was the one time I really avoided an actual situation because she laughed. She knew damn well. She was like, you didn't choose a little one because you knew that's like a little switch. That's a little whip. You was like, you chose some heavy as hell, something big as hell that I would be able to hit you maybe once, twice max. I got sent to my room that day, but they are loving this movie. Why are my kids laughing at this abuse? Okay, I'll be right there, okay? I'll be right out. Was it so funny? Hey, hey. All right, I'm not sure exactly where I paused that, but do you hear them? They're running in my room like, hey, and talking about Stromboli, the child trafficker. This is why you cannot just put on movies for your kids. They watch it like Pinocchio being child trafficked and they're like laughing at the music like, hey, ready to be little Russians like doing the step. I'm like, I don't know why I put that movie on. I tried to put on The Reluctant Dragon first, and they are just slightly too young to appreciate it. I think when they're 8, they'll like that movie a little bit more. But at 4.5, they're just not. I decided to put on an animated movie, and I opened up a whole can of beans. I don't even know. I don't even know. Am I like, I just feel so silly, like trying to talk my kids down out of spankings. Like, are you guys serious? Do you even hear yourself? And like, my daughter's like, yeah, like, I'd hit a kid. I'd hit a kid. He's out here putting paint handprints on stuff. These babies, out of the mouths of babes. This is why you can't listen. Okay, baby, go play. I'll be right there. No. May your ancestors and spirit guides be with you at every crossroads. I will see you next time, beloved.